Alright, so today on Go Component Lab, one of the last days I have to get this demo working. The main thing I need to get working today are classes, which probably to start off is going to basically replicate modules for static methods, and then create a generic instantiator for classes static method, and then actually one of the hard parts is going to be we'll get to that. Damn it. Alright, we've got some chat with some leftover chat from before. So at least we have our nice client here. We could even do this inline. And just getting it running like the other day. Okay. So classes, shit. So we have to generate the RPC for the classes. Let's see. Let's get an example class. Let's focus on notification since that's kind of a big one. All right, static methods. Constructor method, which we can turn into make. Instance methods. It's good there's not a lot. Events, I guess we do care about, but I think we could ignore them because I think the constructor lets us specify most of that. Oh shit, what's a notification action? Never seen that before. A structure. I guess we should include it. Are there any other weird types? I'm gonna have to deal with the image. Maybe I can ignore that. All right. Static methods. I think I mostly only want to do static methods, and then I'd have to create like a virtual the way we export objects. Let's see, what would that look like? It'd be like a wrapper. Notification. Wrapper. We'd have to do a little more than this. Don't support any interesting arguments, but luckily these don't have arguments. I'm concerned that manual a lot of menus. So, instance methods, pop up takes one argument. Though I don't think I want to support this because it's made for browser window. Same with that one. Append though. Okay, menu item by ID. In theory, we don't actually need these two for the demo to really work. But we would need notification to show. What about tray? Set image set. We would need set. Context menu. What? Let's see. Again, the problem is their export is kind of made for a very particular type of object, and the only way, unfortunately, I only developed our object manager to really work based on these reflected exports of things. Managed object. Let's see, it exports it. So what we could do is actually change this so that if the object has a server RPC, it uses that instead of exporting it. Then we could take our object, in theory, add a server RPC method to it, and then throw it in the object manager. Alright, let's do that, but I need to check. If we made an object, and we did type of object and a parameter, it would say undefined. Cool. Oops. Type of function. V server RPC. That might be it. This might be what I needed. Might be all it's needed, really. Because then the constructor, I would then, in that, iterate over and create handlers for each instance method. Okay. So let's start with our generating something for static methods. So I think we should be able to do. What am I making here? Methods. Static methods. Static methods. Is this TypeScript or JavaScript? This is JavaScript. Hopefully we have that. Hopefully I put that in there. Although I don't think it matters because we don't have any subclasses, so we should just always have the top level name. This is messed up. And then this is... Man. I was not paying attention. Alright, and so we will basically kind of do the same thing, but for static methods. And it really is going to be the same thing. And I'll figure out how to combine them later. Though, I mean, look at this, it's pretty much the same. We've got some custom stuff, but that's not really a problem. Method path. Alright, maybe we do share the same thing, because I can't actually see in here what would be different other than the constructor. Okay. Method path. Yeah, they're the same thing here. Yeah, let's actually just add these to methods. Shouldn't make a difference. Class name, method name. Let's see what that gave us. Hey there, decimation. It's going all right. I was a little worried. I'm trying to get something done today I didn't think I could do, but I think it might actually be doable. Uh-oh. Oh, I only have those classes. Let me look for those. I mean, it's rough. Oh, look, tray's not in here, or menu. Oh, menu's in here. I guess tray doesn't have any static methods. Is that true? Luckily, I can read, what do you call it? Actually, what do you call it? It's like leet speak, right? I grew up with that, so it's pretty easy to see words spelled like that. tray. Yeah, I guess it doesn't have any static methods. Alright, well, let's get notification in here. And what else? Native image is in here. I don't know what to do about that one, but decimate, to decimate something means to take 1/10 of something away. Is that what it actually means? I guess it could have multiple meanings. Kill 1 in every 10. I'm familiar with just large percentage. But I appreciate the, that's pretty clever. I guess I'll just build it again and see that it makes a notification. Notification is supported. These should all work, right? Notification is supported. Is that the only? Static methods is supported. I guess so. I wonder if we'll get a proper client. No, we won't. It goes over modules. Now this one we might have to copy. Let's see, mod name, mod methods. Receiver type. Oh shit. I guess proxy objects I don't have to worry about yet. I could just do calls on them. So I only need to generate static methods in the constructor in here. Yeah, motivation is a big deal. I hope you get to that point as well. I don't think I ever coded confidently though. Well, that's not true. I could confidently now. I don't know where that started though. Let's see, mod name. Mod path. Alright, let's, I guess, make this a function. That's cool. I've heard of Free Code Camp, but I have no idea if they're any good. What do you think? Path title. And F, I guess. F is a file? Oh, I guess it's a gen file, but it's not telling me the prefix. Path. I think those are all I will need. I don't have really any other reference to any other coding sites. Let me think of some. What was the one everybody was using for a while? What was it? My friend was working there. It had a stupid name. Like Udemy, but it wasn't Udemy. Although Udemy has stuff, but I know they're all just like video courses, I think. I think they have, I think Udemy has good stuff. It's just not free. Program website. What was it fucking called? Code Academy, I think. Yeah, this is another free one to check out. Yeah, I mean, if you're interested. Alright, so this is going to be this name. So with that, I think I can do generate method F, titleize initialize the mod name and do mod path. Let's see if it continues to work. Nope. 112. Oh. Method is undefined now. I guess that makes sense. We want to do... Ah, shit. Method's gonna be a fucking nightmare. I don't have the, this is a standalone type, but... I guess I can do it. I guess I can replace it. Here's the one you're currently in. So you can use a certificate that they give for completing courses. What are you going to do with a certificate? Let's see if this works. Well, it worked. Everything like before seems pretty good. All right. So the idea is I would also go over classes. Schema, modules, classes, static methods. I also have to make these methods. Constructor method only has a signature. That's not true. In fact, it should be a method, so I guess one thing I could do is just change these all to be methods. Classes, yes, strings, we want to call it a class. Get the name, get the static methods, class, method. All right, that should actually just generate the static methods, so. Nope. I didn't add path. I added it to modules, but I didn't add it to classes. Cannot into ghost struct type. Oh shit, what did I do now? I think something in method is not type. Ah, here it is. Probably something that returns an array there. Alright, does this mean we have, look at this, menu item, native image, tray, menu, set application menu. What about notification? Where the fuck is notification? Oh, I think it's using an old schema. Right, so I need to do make schema. Oh, and it just didn't recreate it because it thinks it's up to date, so I had to delete it. I guess if I made it based on a directory, maybe it'll know that files changed in there? Well, now we got this, though. It's not a directory. Fuck. I don't know. I guess I have to just remove it. Alright, now we should have. Well, I just got a fan. Because my AC bill was too high. Let me try. There's lower setting. I'm on for a game. No, this is... No game right now. What did the JSON file say that you saw? Schema.json. What made you think it was a game from the JSON? There we go, notification. And so now I should be able to... Oh. Lots of software is versioned. Most software is versioned. Games included. Let's see, what do I want to... There's a Boolean value. What did this return? Alright. Notification. Come on. Just reload the damn thing. Oh yeah, this was declared twice, and that's probably why it's not loading in there now. Shit. I'll just change it to not include that. Placeholder stub. No, come on. What's the problem now? What the fuck does that mean? Undefined menu item constructor options. That's true. They don't have a struct for that. Or do they? Let me check the JSON. They should. Type. Okay. One of two. They don't define it. Oh, right, because it's the constructor options. I wish they would have just... Okay. How do I deal with this shit? I guess until I come back to it, I can actually do what I was doing with native images. So it should at least generate working Go. Okay, I think it's fine now. I don't think there's a problem here. So now I should be able to say electron. No? I don't see any red. Yeah, it'll take a while. I think a great way... I'm actually doing an experiment with a friend who's also learning how to program, where it's more... Well, I don't know how to describe it. It's a different way of teaching it, I guess. Alright, let's run this and see if it complains. No, it doesn't. There, it does run. It does not complain. Is the noise, is the room noise noticeable? Because I thought I saw it was below negative 35 decibels, which is about where the music's playing, so I would think that you wouldn't really be able to notice it. Alright, for whatever reason, I can't. Oh, maybe because, right. That's good to hear. Decimation. I forgot to have it generate the little constructor things. Oh, decimation, thanks. Is music... External, no, it's mixed directly. Yeah, I started using the fan yesterday. But I'll probably maybe, I used to have noise suppression on my mic, but I just don't like that it gives you that Skype-y kind of artifact. But I guess that's the price. Yeah, I guess I could just gate it. That's what I will do. Noise suppression is different and it's not as good. Using OBS. A gate? Why would the gate? Cause, well, yeah, maybe if you hear the noise while I'm talking. All right, so this is what I need to do again for classes. Right. Well, I thought it was out of the way, but I guess as long as it's making any noise. It's better than this, though. It looks really loud, but I guess because of the compressor. Probably the compressor, just because I was trying to make it loud one time. Let's see, there's no submodules here. This should do it. Right, we've got those down there. Huh. Mod mic. Yeah, if you want to bring it over, I can try it. What? It's still not showing up? That is obnoxious. Is supported. God, this is really annoying. Return true. I wonder if it recognizes it now. Okay, now it does. Now that it's like compiled once, it's auto-completing with it. Oh, I couldn't hear myself. No, I don't have my audio in here. I could do monitoring in OBS. Huh. Oh, couldn't hear yourself. I don't know. I'll just have to try it. All right, we've got proof that static methods kind of work. Set application menu. A reference to a menu. These all have to change to object handles. If there's a class for it, they need to be an object handle. I wonder if I can do that. For params, it's just for params. Let's see, params. Struct, here we are. I guess I can do that here in convert type. I guess. Convert type. Classes. Well, I mean, I guess that's sort of. I'll do this. I just hope I don't forget about this. And native image, do I really want to? Okay, yes, probably. Oh shit, I hit a button. Get out of here. Classes. Okay. Oh, well, actually, this is kind of a pain. How am I gonna know? Okay, I guess I'll do this first. qRPC object handle. Alright, this will be interesting. It's crazy once you write enough like code to generate stuff and you start modifying things, you're like, wow, that keeps getting easier and easier. I guess it's the whole point of automation, right? You just keep automating a little bit more, and just keep getting easier and easier. Alright, so I mean, unless it didn't client. That shouldn't be menu. Okay, so it's a string. What is it actually here? I'm doing a convert type on param type. Yeah, it should be like menu or whatever. Wait. What is this? Param. Name. All this is for parameters, right? Subfields. Cool. Good luck, Decimation. Keep up the good work. Creates a return type. Param name. I don't understand it. So it's a string, and then we go through classes. This is the index, this is the value. Or like any menu item, blah, 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 blah. But menu's there. If t, which is a string, equals menu, then return pre qRPC object handle. And yet we are not seeing that here. Is it anywhere? Thumbnail works. Callback works. Well, image, callback, icon. It's working for callbacks. I don't know why this is not working, but in theory I could just create the values up here, right? Since that seems to be working. Wait, I thought native image was working. All right, let me do this. Actually, fuck it. menu is still... Why would it? Generate method. This is the actual method function. Since this is nuts to figure out how it's working. And this is defining the parameter struct. And then this is the optional return struct. All right, so we're looking in here. Param type would be like menu or something like that. So we'd go to fields, be like param name. Menu. Tag. I feel like something's just not being run. Because we're literally saying, hey, if it's menu, be something else. And it is just not doing it. Okay, let me try and break it. Let me try and change the type for int to something else. Int 64 should actually be valid. And it is changing it, so it's not like... Type map. Okay. Oh. So it was an array, it's picking the first one, but that's not getting converted. So this, we need to say convert type. That's obvious in hindsight. We're up here basically now, so progress on the big project. Look at that. Look at that. Finally, it's working. So what were the other classes I need to make it do that for? I always forget where the fuck I generate this stuff. Basically all of these. Fix it for me. Oh, it didn't. What else do I want to do? I guess I'll run it. Let's see, it's 6. So I've got an hour left. We could do it. We could do it. Okay, so what do we have? What did we just fix, by the way? Oh, object handles. And it was just something I noticed in the code that was generated. It's not actually on our path right now, but we will come back to it once we are able to construct a menu. For example, we would be able to set the application menu, for example. Cool. Okay, so now we have to go back to TypeScript generation. And we have a special method, constructor method. Let's see, methods. Do we have a way to, I guess we could name it. Methods. Oh, I guess I would instantiate. No, I'd have to figure this out. Build from template. I mean, I guess I would not be able to do anything until instance methods work. The only way to create a menu really is I mean, I kind of have params. Menu item make params. I would just have to change this to that type, I think. Let's bump it up. That's so boring, constructor method. But whatever. Constructor method. Is it that different than other constructor method? It doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a description, but it would have parameters. Okay, I guess this is fine then. Methods. Class name. Make. Or do I want to go with new? New is a, I hate it. It's an adjective. Make is a verb. Plus, we can more easily use it as a way to indicate how the object manager works, which is it's going to make it and register it. So it creates an instance on the other side, and remember that it's going to be around over there. Constructor method, right? Static methods. It's just not completing it for me. So this would mostly be different from, I guess there's only one place where it would be different. We do parameters. Yeah, all that's fine. Do some special stuff here. I guess this is where we would do something different. Alright, did we make it so that we pass in the object manager? Register API. Okay, but not the object manager. Let's change that. OM. Yes. wrong until we run this again, but I'm gonna do this. Return equals, okay, so. If method path ends with dot make, then it's a constructor. Otherwise, it's a normal method that we call. We mostly are doing the same thing here, but we're creating a var of any, and we want to say new. How do we do that? Inline call. I guess we could just do that. The first part of the method path, or yeah, we don't have anything in the method, just method path. As any, we'll see. Yeah, it might not like that though. Fuck. I have no idea how that works in JavaScript. Or I guess it's a TypeScript thing. How would as any work with instantiators? Instantiation. Alright, what about this? JavaScript, how to call a constructor with call. There's argument, single array. Product. Oh. Wait, this. Wait, what the fuck is this doing? Oh, it's saying the value for this, which would be what the hell? Why is this so complicated? All right. We'll see. Maybe this will work. Oh, we also want to register it, but we'll come back to that. Shit. Method should not be nil. Okay. I guess there are times when there isn't one. Alright, what do we have? Node of... Okay, here we go. Make. And this would work. Uh-oh. Electron.menu? See what good type systems do. Find bugs closer to the source. All right, so method path. Method path in the case of this constructor method? No, it's make. Alright, new electron, and then the argument thing. Alright, let's try it, where we wrap this in as any, like this, and see if it works. I really have no idea if this is going to work. It's not going to be fun to find out if it doesn't. Maybe if it doesn't work, it'll tell me up front. That would be cool. Although I could also look at the generated JavaScript and see what it does. How do I do that? I think dev is the only thing that does it. Just TSC, huh? Where is it? Make. Oh, look, it did the right thing. Cool, so that should work. Alright. We'll come back. We want to not just create a new one, but register with our object manager and get a handle. So then this looks like TS call object manager register. Wait. That's the name of it. That's the arguments. Okay. So what I meant to say was call OM register. Which I need to do as an inline. And then one of these this inline. Dot object handle, right? Handle maybe? What is our path? No. Do we not have an object handle? I guess I didn't make one. Alright, what does the Go version do? Handle, object path. Alright, that's easy. Object handle not defined here. I keep forgetting that. Here, it's just an object. An object that's like object path and this path. That's all it is. Object path, right? Object path. Okay, so we'll have to go and make qRPC node make. Man, what a crazy project this is. This part's all over the place. Handle. So it's going to return a managed object that I call handle on. Alright, let's see what that makes. Nope. Well, sure. And then what this makes. OM register, new blah blah blah. So it creates a new thing. Registers it and returns a handle. And that should work because we have register and we have handle. So at this point we should be able to call make and get an object handle with an ID, I guess. So let's try that. Compile TypeScript serving. I don't think we have a make in our client. So that's interesting. I guess we can add one. We could also just call it. Let's just call it this, and then we're gonna say var handle. We'll say just an arbitrary thing, and then we'll say electron menu call make nil handle. And we'll... Why did this happen? I seem to have found some button combination that opens a terminal. And I don't know why that is. Handle. Alright. We've got it running. Let's see what we get. Where is it? There it is. Handler does not exist for this destination make. That's true because we did not tell our main to mount mount. What is our RPC? No. API, and then objects. All right. No better. New object manager, mount objects. Oh, handler does not exist for this destination. Make. Okay, my client. Okay, the go. Let's see, where would this be? Go qRPC client. Oh, that's right. I didn't do anything. Okay. This is fine. I just can't do this, but I mean, I can always just do this. So I don't know why I didn't just do that. Look at that, object path, and we have an object ID. That means that it exists, in theory, on the other end. Just waiting for us to do something with it. Which I guess this is where I would do instance methods. Although, if we can create a new notification and pass it on options so we don't have to do show, then we could try that, sort of. Oh, we'd have to do the constructor stuff. That's fine, I think. Body, icon, actions. Nope. I'd have to call show. Oh yeah, this is where we were talking about creating an object that, or putting a serve RPC on it that would handle. Interesting. If we do that, then we can at least test notification and get that working. That would be a great place to get to for today. And then the demo, which involves the tray and menu and stuff, is mostly just an iteration on that idea. I have to solve some other problems, but maybe I'll come back and do that later tonight too. All right. So I'd have to create the object before passing it to register. Okay. Which is we have a object defined up here. We want I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, there's no dynamic stuff, so I could just write a big line of JavaScript. That'd be easier to parse. Like, look at this. I got too caught up in using this thing, not because I want to, but I guess just because I had been, because other places I need to, but I could have written this just like this. Yeah, I mean, I could do that for this one too. A lot of these, actually. Do call. So I create that new object, and then I want to define a handler on it. But okay, this is where it gets nuts, because basically that handler needs to do everything that we're also doing in this one. So shit. Let's see, we use method. Param, where's param? Oh, this is inside of that. Well, this is all fine. I could put this in a function, call it twice, or call it recursively, I think. Let's see. Handler. So basically this big thing. I don't know what the arguments are going to be yet, but now we have to define that somewhere. I guess right here is fine. I guess I could... whatever, I'll just do a lambda notation. And it returns this. Alright, what do we need in here? We need method. And method path. Is that it? We generate all this with just method and method path. Cool. Generate handler. Basically these. Let's make sure this works first. Looks good, looks good. What was I testing? Just that it worked, okay. And it looks fine. It looks like it worked. Okay, so then what I can do here, method and method path, damn. Method path. Oh, method path. We won't know that, will we? Will we? This is going over the methods. Oh no, it's going over method parameters. Okay. Generate handler with this method. And the method path. So that would be like menu make. And so we need that for menu make. Parameters is fine. These are the places where it's even used. So in theory, we don't actually need to pass that. Okay, I'm trying to think recursively where I want code to be here, but it's written with the code outside of it. It's kind of messing with my brain. We can say method path. Oh, this is okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, fuck. I want to do a server RPC that then has multiple. Ah, shit. It's a bad idea to do recursive meta programming. So I know I need to set serve RPC, and then in that actually multiplex across the instance methods. So in there I could actually define, yeah, so why don't I just start kind of writing it out to see. Let's see. Basically, I'd say new object dot serve RPC equals, and I can just write this out. I don't know why I went so crazy with this. Block. I guess I could still use this as a block to write that. I just really go through this and convert everything that doesn't need to be parameterized. But I guess I will come back to that. Okay, so then I'm gonna create a bunch of handlers. Though I have object path, I think, call. I have object path and method. Perfect. Handy. Can see I was thinking ahead there. So what would this be? It could be an object. Var equals I don't have a good this is hurting my brain a little bit. Creates a block. Okay, so I just do a bunch of And this is where I would iterate. DS index handlers, and then this is the name. My method. Equals and this is where I would call generate handler again, right? So it creates an inline function thing. We'll come back to it to get it right. What we want to do here, so now we have all these handlers defined for this object, which we would have iterated over. How do we know what it is? How do we know what it is? Where are we? Method path. We're in generate handler. Okay. We make instance methods. For a class, we have instance methods. We'd use the class name. If it's a constructor, method path. This is for the constructor make, okay. And so in make, we would look up instance methods. Constructor method. This is for each class. So we're going to key by the class name and create an empty list, and then we're going to class static, no, instance methods for each instance methods. Did that thing again. Okay. Alright, so then we'd have instance methods with every class. And we could iterate over its methods. Perfect. So then if it's a make, we need the class name. And then that's where here we're like instance methods, right? For class name. And if there are none, then whatever, but we want to iterate over them. And that's where we would generate this handler. Declare method.name, I think. We'll come back to that. So we did that. Now we have to do TS. We basically call the thing. So handlers, we want to index into it. So index. Serve RPC RC. Okay, very close to getting this working. Alright, what is method path in this case? Method is fine. Method path, though. Again, I don't think it would have that. I can't. Oh, I think the idea was wait, where is this coming from? Method path. Make. Wouldn't this be the destination? Dot destination. Why don't we always just log the call destination? And we don't care about this. And this is going to be undefined. Okay, so then if method path. And here we're saying we don't have method path. No method path, instance methods. We need... Right, we need some way to determine that this is an instance handler. So... method path. Do we need method path and instance handler? We don't. Okay. Oh, okay, I see the logic now. We do one for if no method path, which means instance method. Generate handler wants method and then not a method path. So we need method here. And then we continue writing here. God, this is nutty. So in this case, we return No, we do want this. All sort of. Okay, cool. Okay, I know what to do. Not this, though. We want to get the instance from our object manager, which I don't remember what the fucking API is for. Object path, okay. So it'd be like object based on, all right, what would this look like? Declare. Managed object. Object reference is OM object C dot object path. Is that right? Yeah. And that gives you manage object. And the manage object has a value, and I just grab the value. Oh God, so close. Dot value. Object. Ref. Value. And it has an instance method, which is the name of whatever C method is. I think that's it. Let's see, I don't know, I'm lost. Is this generate RPC? Okay, of course we have something wrong here. It's not a function. Is that not more clear, hopefully? Nope. Instance methods. Alright. Some shit's just ambiguous. I'm not sure where I need to put the just hella semicolons. Okay, it's still... Okay, what am I not... CS declare, where is it? Where am I calling that? Somewhere. Here. Generate handler. Oh, interesting, because that's the next. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait. No, that's fine. No. Lambda. No, that should take arbitrary number of arguments. What is it? It's not telling me where the problem actually is. It's very frustrating. Does it go back to up here? Does this help you? No. Although it's complaining about this. I was looking in a totally wrong place, maybe. Okay, what do we have here? Instance methods. Class name. Okay, this is fine, this is fine, and this is fine. Okay, now maybe it should be happy. I don't think we need all of these, but... But whatever. Uh-huh. Yeah, well that's, you know... It looks like it's all there normally, and then we have our crazy constructors, which should be showing up here. The fuck is pop-up? Okay, these need to be string... wrapped in strings. But looking at this, if we were to... If this is a function, we're really like blah 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 blah, options, browser window. Object manager, based on object patch, get the object, object reference, value, C method, return. It actually looks good, except for the string thing. It's funny that this kind of mirrors how you would do the do this in JavaScript. How you create objects in JavaScript. Something was missing. What was that? The last. Okay, this one. Handlers. Handlers. Oh. Right. I want a string. called C dot. No, I don't want a string. What do I want? I want C dot method. Yeah, I don't need. Right, that makes sense. And then this needs to be a string. Oh, we're over time, but come on, we're so close. So a tray object, create a tray object, and then we create server RPC that serves, oh, what the fuck is this? Okay, that's true. We were missing that. Destination, blah, 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 another handler, set image, set, blah, 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 blah. Look at all these fucking methods. And whatever the method is, look it up, call that. All right, here's the real test. If we create a notification object and then we call show on it. Do we generate the options for this in our client? I don't think so. Notification. Yeah, we don't do that, so. Oh God, it's too late. I'm gonna write down a to-do and take a break and then probably come back and finish this later, because we're just so fucking close. Or I could do it off stream. It was a very time consuming. Well, I got some new stuff. Or, I mean, I haven't changed my order, but they change stuff every now and then for whatever reason. There was something in there that they had that was new, and I might try that because I am getting a little tired of having the same thing. I could rotate, but I keep missing the date for that. That reminds me, I need to turn Freshly off for next week if I'll be in Mexico. God, we need the constructor parameters. So, what do we need to do here? We need go client constructor params. Maybe even generate the makes, but we can do that by and then we would try and then try create notification and then call show. And if we get to that tonight, the basic functionality is there, and I should have everything to do the demo, but it will probably take some more work. So I don't know if I should stream working on this later, because I will work on it. I just don't know if I should stream it. Or I could keep going, but I'm on already 30 minutes past. Let's see, do I do a recap? What a slow process. Alright, I guess I'll do a recap. Okay, so kind of a little recap of today, which was, we're in a very kind of slow part of the project. I mean, this whole past week has been very slow, very arduous, iterative task, going step by step, getting the pieces there. And where we left off is we had a good client and server for Go for all the Electron modules, functions in modules. But then we need to do classes. For example, the only way to create a notification is by creating an instance of the notification and then calling show on it. Kind of an odd API, but then for the demo that I'm trying to do, that involves creating menus and tray stuff, and that involves a lot of creating objects and calling instance methods and stuff. So, and this is really the whole point of the kind of dbus semantics of being able to create kind of remote object references instead of just stateless functions. So I started by doing static methods, and static methods was pretty easy because it's the same code as module methods, right? There's no receiver that we have to worry about. And in both cases of generating the server and generating the client, that was done by generalizing how we generate methods, right? Team Spock, thanks for following. So we can iterate over our modules and go over the methods on the modules and generate method, and then go over classes and then go over all the static methods and then generate those methods in the exact same way. And then so that gave us a client that includes namespaces basically, and then the ones that have class methods, we can call those like these other ones. So then we have to do instantiation, and basically we have to generate a new type of method on that class that is the equivalent of calling new that class, right? That would create an instance. But it's more than doing an instance because it's also registering it in an object manager and stuff like that. So we're calling it make. And so going back to our RPC server stuff, we basically just said if, when we're setting up our static methods, if there's a constructor method, we'll create another method that goes by the name make, pointing to the constructor method definition from the schema, and that worked, but then we have to do custom stuff in it, because instead of calling some object, we have to do a bunch of other stuff. So in here we basically check, and this is code that generates code, so it can be hard to wrap your head around the scope, I guess. So here we're looking at method path and just check to see if it's make, and so it's a constructor, and so we're going to do things a little bit differently, and maybe it's a little easier to look at an example here. So here we go. Actually, so this is where things got really crazy. So initially, it's like, okay, instead of calling something, we're going to create an instance of it. So we do that, right? New object, new whatever it is, and pass the args. Ignoring this, then we call our object manager, passing it that, and we get the handle, and then we actually return the handle. So that gives us, the ID that's registered in the object handler, and so the client can then, pass that back, and we'll kind of get to that point in a little bit. But the one thing that we had to do was how the object, so when we create an object in this way and register it with an object manager, normally it will try and export that object, and exporting an object in our system right now basically assumes methods of a certain kind of structure. So instead, so that we could generate them, I changed the code so that if the object that you pass in here has a serve RPC, it will use that. So before we give it that, we define a serve RPC on it, because it's a JavaScript object. We can just put methods on things, and we kind of do this thing where we create a handlers object, and for every method, instance method that it has, we create a little handler that works very similar to this handler that we're in. We're writing handlers and handlers, except when it gets to it, it does object manager lookup based on the object path, get the value, call the method on the method, etc. So this required modifying this code to generate a handler into a function that we call both for every static method or module method, but then within there we call it here as well for every instance method when we're defining the make definition for that for a class. So anyway, really hard for me to wrap my head around some of these parts, even though at the end of the day it's pretty easy, but it's like code writing code, and then you have that on two different sides. We didn't get to the Go side of it yet, but I've just been calling things manually. So menu make. The next step would be to at least create types for the constructor parameters so that we can create a menu here like this, and then it'll give us back an object handler, and then other methods that reference a menu, they actually take an object handler, and in theory our code is almost smart enough to do the right thing, but we might have to do a little bit more work. So anyway, I'm actually going to keep working on that tonight, and so I probably won't stream that, but so that's why I described what I was going to be doing, and then tomorrow I'll keep working on this, maybe in the morning, because then I have to put a presentation together around it that I'm giving in the evening. So okay, it's almost done. Alright, that's it. Goodbye.